Welcome to our final Football Friday on a Friday. We have one more show tomorrow, actually, and then it's all championship games from the Dome. I'm Mark Ovenden.
And I am Zach Borg. Welcome to tonight's show, brought to you, as always, by Paul's Place in Canton. We have highlights from South Dakota and Iowa tonight. It's been a fantastic night of playoff action.
And we'll start with the biggest class, 11 AAA, and Howard Woodfield. That's where the top-ranked Washington Warriors took on Brandon Valley in the first of 6 semifinal games tonight. We showed you some of these highlights earlier. Jack Skelhaus to Seth Benson in the flat. It's 13-0 at this point in favor of the Warriors. But the Lynx would start coming back behind this Waltner to Grody combination. Chase was incredible, and so was Alex for that matter. That's a 45-yarder. It's 13-7 Washington at halftime. Third quarter, Chaden Fitzsimmons breaks free, dashes up the middle for one of his 2 touchdowns, and it's 20-7 Washington. But Brandon Valley comes roaring back, watch this. This one goes, same combo, 70 yards. Grody, 7 catches, 259 yards on those 2 touchdowns, 21-20 Lynx after 3, but in the fourth, Washington goes to the air this time. Skelhaus to Ty Smith for the touchdown, the winning touchdown, 28-21 your final, Washington to the state championship. Who would they play?
Well, it was O'Gorman and Roosevelt for the other spot in the title game. They had a tough time living up to that first semifinal, but this one pretty much did. First quarter opening drive, Torrin Devricks, the junior playing for the injured Jet Thune, gets into the end zone. Ball had already crossed the plane. It's 7-0. Knights would get the next 14, though, against Kim Nelson's team. Luke Fritch on 3rd and 8, angling for the end zone, getting in for the touchdown. It was 14-7 O'Gorman after 1 quarter. Steve Keeter looking to get back to the state championship game. But the Riders scored twice in the second. This is why HDTV was invented. Great catch, Jamal Albasafi. Nice. And he bounces off a defender and scores. 20-14 Roosevelt at half. Move to the fourth. Roosevelt clinging to a 23-20 lead. Watch this. Jack Peary somehow hauls in the touchdown grab. It's 27-23. Last chance for Roosevelt. They're driving inside the O'Gorman 20. Bad snap there. Doty McWinja strips Tyson John. O'Gorman falls on it, and that would do it. Steve Keeter and company going back to the state championship. They win 27-23.
And again, Washington 28-21 in the other. It's O'Gorman, Washington in the championship. On to Crane Youngworth Field in Yankton, one of my favorite venues for high school football in the state. The Bucks hosting Harrisburg in 11 AA. And this was a defensive struggle in the first half. In fact, it took this halfback option pass from Dylan Tams to Matt Pullman down to the 1. And the Tigers get the only points of the first half on this Hunter Headley sneak. And they lead 7-0 at intermission. But Crane Youngworth is in Yankton. And the fans got their team revved up. In fact, this one play really turned the game around. It's a pick six! All the way for the touchdown. Raiden Turka. And the Bucks would go on to win after that, scoring all 19 points in the second half. And look at that peer score as the Governors outscore Mitchell 41-26. Well, I've been waiting for this rematch all season long in 11A, and so was Paul Heinert, who was in Madison tonight. Paul?
That's right, Mark. The Bulldogs beat Sioux Falls Christian in an epic battle the first time they played. It went to overtime, in fact. Tonight, a spot in the championship game at the Dome was at stake. We'll pick it up in the second quarter. We finally get some scoring. It's Keegan Van Egdom punching it in to give the Chargers an 8-0 lead. But Max, he's not concerned. Madison, they'd answer quickly. Who else? It's Brody Frederickson with the rushing touchdown. We are all tied at 8. Bulldogs would take a 14-8 halftime lead on this pass from Mitch Hansen to Jackson Yonke. And then in the third quarter, the Bulldogs would start the second half off very quickly. It's Hansen across the middle to Matthew Pally. Bulldogs up 21-8 at that point. They would not look back. They also have a date at the Dome. They win 28-14.
Thank you, Paul. On to Hartford, where West Central's won 12 state titles. Could Lennox pull off another upset? They beat St. Thomas More last week. First Trojans drive, Jonah Rechtenbaugh punching it in from a few yards out. It's 7-0 West Central. The next West Central possession, Joseph Hanich, he's going to disappear behind the line of scrimmage and bounces it to the outside, and he gets into the end zone. It's 14-0 West Central, and this kid is having himself a nice little game. It's Jordan Luth, as the fans are starting to feel it. He's going to find a hole, and he's going to break through for a 56-yard touchdown. This makes it 21-0. It was all West Central. They go on to win by a final of 35-0. So we're going to get a rematch of that epic title game we had 2 years ago, West Central and Madison.
West Central's won 12 state titles. Yikes. All right, in Class 2A down in Iowa, a pair of local teams facing each other in Spirit Lake. There was a lot of spirit in this game. Lion's C.J. Roth up the middle. You're not going to bring this guy down. He rumbles into the end zone, 16 yards. Lions go on top 6-0, but next Indian possession, Logan Backus gives the read option to Tyler Janess, who scampers into the end zone. Indians take a 1-point lead. Lions senior quarterback Pete Medich is pretty good. Nobody touches him, but after that it was all Spirit Lake. It's going to be Janess again from 2 yards out as they shut down Central Lyon George Little Rock in the second half. Your final score, 35-14. Spirit Lake was your winner.
The Wolfpack of Western Christian Hull hosted Hinton tonight. This was the victory a few weeks ago that really kind of made Western Christian a legitimate title contender, but it's Hinton getting off to a good start. Their quarterback, Small, look at that
nice
spin move. He's going to get all the way down for a first down. Hinton looking well on their way to the end zone, but the quarterback, he's going to come back and cough it up. Western Christian recovers the fumble, and the Wolfpack are taking over. But then the Blackhawk defense had their turn. Joel Kerwan crashing in on Tyson Koima for the sack. We were scoreless after the quarter. In the second, Western looking to get the offense going. Ben Granstra for the big gainer on a first down, but that drive would stall, much like every drive did in the first half. Koima will make a great defensive play here to hold Hinton scoreless at half, but Western is headed to the Unidome. They come back and get the victory 14-7.
Now the Falcons of West Sioux had won 11 straight before tonight and had beaten Akron Westfield 42-14 earlier this year, so they came in as the favorite in this game. Certainly, West Sioux was driving, but a fumble. Zach Bossy pounces on it. Akron Westfield takes over, and then Cal Eskra deep down the sideline for Austin Allard. He is gone. 80 yards. Akron Westfield scoring 24 points off West Sioux turnovers in this game. Back come the Falcons. Porter Hummel, who had 400 yards and 6 touchdowns in their last win. He throws the dime right there. West Sioux back within 10, but it was all, unfortunately, Akron Westfield after that. They go on to win 45-24. The Falcons' great season comes to an end. Not so for Pipestone. The Arrows go to 12-0, 49-9 for them. All right, on to hockey. We saw the story earlier. The ice was pink, and what a nice gesture with all those cancer survivors getting roses from the players before the game started. But it was Waterloo's night. That was a goal by Brandon Schultz. That made it 1-0 in favor of the visitors. Scott Owens not happy with what he saw today. And then Marshall Moyes, watch him roof this one. Number 55, beautiful shot. 2-0 after 1. Your final score, 4-1. The Blackhawks win. The Herd play at Sioux City tomorrow night. Augustana wins in soccer. They go to the final championship game on Sunday. Big win for them in the final 3 minutes. And how about that? Dan Jansen, a jumper at the buzzer. Yes, that's Iowa, the Hawkeyes. Augustana beats them 76-74. Dakota State wins. Minnesota beats SMSU 81-64. Dakota State in women's hoops 91-76. Valley City over Northwestern. It was New Mexico State squeaking by South Dakota State in equestrian. Actually, South Dakota State was leading until the final event. Women's volleyball tonight, Northern goes to 23-2. There's a 4-way tie atop the league standings. Northern is 15-2. SMSU is 15-2 after tonight. Augustana wins 3-0 over Mankato. USF over Upper Iowa 3-2. South Dakota 3-0 win for the Coyotes. SDSU loses 3-0, and lots of district championships tonight. Florence Henry wins in District 1B, in 2B. I always hate it when these two teams play because they're two of the best and one of them loses in district play. But Warner, ranked number 1, beats Northwestern tonight. Harriet Selby over Potter 3-2. Great match there. Sully Buttes 3-0 over Hitchcock Tulare. 6B, Sanborn Central Woonsocket, who beat Wessington Springs last night. They combine tomorrow in football. Beats James Valley Christian 3-0. Hanson over Mitchell Christian 3-0. It was Parker over Freeman Academy 3-2. There were several of those tonight. Platte Geddes wins 11B 3-1. 12B goes to Burke South Central over Cologne 3-0. And 15B, sweet night for Lemon. They beat Timberlake 3-0. We'll do it all again tomorrow. Busy day in college football, and 4 more classes get their semifinal games tomorrow. We'll be right back.